last day. Well, actually, technically it is my last day because I leave tomorrow. But today is my last event that I'm going to. It's called TIK-TOK. I decided to dress a little more casual because I'm going to be out until like 10 or 11. And I wanted to make sure that I had something that was appropriate for this. We'll see when I get there, for dinner and for going out to the bar with some friends. Well, a friend and like her boyfriend. But I'm really excited. The place is gonna be at like, it's called the Old Post Office, I believe. From the pictures I saw, it looked really pretty, but we'll see when we get there. Overall, I think this trip has been, every day I want to be like overall, but like overall, I think this trip has been pretty okay. I'm happy that I came. I'll say that. Today has been a little bit more slower. I did some yoga, I read a little, and I journaled, and I did a little bit of that yesterday, but I haven't been able to do that like earlier this week. But to really be able to fully do my morning routine felt good. So I feel more at peace. I'm excited for what today has to bring. I've been like watching like the tarot videos and like astrology boys and girls, and they're like, today for Sagittarius is it's gonna be a powerful day, the most powerful day of October. We'll see. We will see. Okay, I'll see you guys soon. Okay, so I'm in the bathroom right now. The event went so well. I met like a whole bunch of people. So first we come in, we got lost, not lost, but like it was a whole security thing. We got through, and I was with these two other girls, and then the panel came out. And they started talking about fashion and technology, the integration of technology and fashion, and how AI um, has like changed in what how the panelists at least use AI to elevate their work, and how AI, like the cons of AI as well, and like any setbacks and any things that they're trying to overcome, and just like, oh, it was just amazing. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. And now we're having a, what's it called? I'm gonna say cocktail hour. It's social hour. So we're all connecting. I met with a designer where she has like chips inside her clothing, and her clothing is so cute. But then you can have like information on there of like your business or whatever that you want to have on the chip. And so far it's like, I'll see if I can. Actually, I'm not gonna put her picture here because it's her photo and like she's in it too. But it's super cute and stylish. When she was first talking about like tech wear, I thought it was like like athleisure workout, but no, it's super fashionable. I'm really excited to see her brand once she gets it patent and when she has it out, and then I can be like, hey, like I knew about it first. And I'm just having an amazing time. I just want to check in with you guys before I go out. I think I'll be going to dinner. We'll see. We'll see. I'm trying to see if I'm going to invite anyone to go with me or be by myself. But I truly thrive. I thrive when I'm around people. So stay tuned. It was really important for me to attend something like this because although I'm a model, right, I wanted to embody more of what I am destined to become, which was the inevitable. And going to panels and forums and conventions or whatever that concerns different aspects of the fashion world was important to me, right? Like, for example, one really important thing for me is sustainability. Anything concerning or pertaining to sustainability, I try to make an effort towards or learn more about, or make the conscious effort of changing what I can do to better the environment through my clothes. One big thing that I do is like thrifting and stuff, but I'm also trying to now, I'm gonna say like shop less, but have more of a definite style to where when I do go shopping that I'm able to easily walk past garments that I know that, one, okay, this isn't necessarily like the best sustainable garment, but two, it won't serve me, that I'm not just fumbling into trends. Now, if there's a trend like what was it called? Like cottagecore, right? Overall, the cottagecore vibe isn't really my thing. Not that it's ugly, I just don't feel like it really fits me per se. But if within that I find a garment that fits my style, fits my needs, that I can wear multiple times, I don't feel like I'm just succumbing to a trend, of course I would buy it. And that's like me making that conscious effort and being smart when I shop. And I wanted to make sure that I'm not just striving for the outcome of being a model, which is I don't really care for like the fame per se. Like it's nice though, but like the success of it and booking lots of gigs and traveling, like okay, what comes with that? I want to immerse myself with people and creatives and just everything that encompasses what I want so badly, because I've been kind of getting into like manifestation and stuff, and you need to embody what you want because you are already that person, right? There was a video that said that I cannot remember her name, but this is what I interpreted, and it's not word for word, but you whatever you want, you already are. And the one way she explained it, because it just when I first heard it, I was like, okay, girl, like whatever. But she said the only reason that you want it is because you already have it. You just simply want more. So I had to take a step back and think about it. Like, okay, I just simply want more. And I was like, okay, let's take out the idea of it being a goal or a dream or aspiration, right? Let's just take that. Let's say it's something as simple as chocolate cake. I If I never had chocolate cake, never knew about it, never tasted it, could I really have a yearning and desire to taste chocolate cake? No. I had to have tasted it at any capacity. It could have been like the worst chocolate cake ever, the smallest chocolate cake. It doesn't matter. Any capacity to want more of it, right? The reason we want, let's say friends or relationships, right, is because we have the love. We have love in our lives. It could be completely different. Like, let's say you're someone that have never dated anyone before, right? You want that love because you know what it feels like from your friends, from your family, from yourself, but you want it in a different context. You simply want more of it. You already have it. So I was like, oh, okay, I can work with that. And it really shifted my mindset. But then it comes in, but then she had added another layer of showing gratitude, having one foot in gratitude and one foot in desire. So the desire of wanting to be a successful model, right? But then also understanding that I'm already embodying her, and just I simply want more and to continue to embody it, right? Desire. Gratitude. Be grateful for what you have now. Because what I'm doing now, I have this camera where I'm able to record it. There was a time when I didn't have the camera. Perhaps I couldn't necessarily afford it because my money was going towards school. I had the ability to travel, to go to Chicago Fashion because I have a job that gives me the flexibility and the money to afford to do so, right? I didn't have that before. I have to be grateful for what I have now, because this used to be what I was wishing for, right? Either it be directly or indirectly. And and now to elaborate more on that, let's go back to the chocolate cake example. Let's say you want chocolate cake. Let's say, okay, backtrack. Let's say you're at a birthday party, you're a little kid, right? And you go up to the mom that's hosting the birthday party, and you're like, I want chocolate cake. Give me chocolate cake. I want more of it, right? What is the parent going to do? The parent's not going to like your attitude. All right, let's imagine the parent is like the universe or whatever you believe. Let's say the parent is God in that philosophical sense. God or the universe is going to be like, oh, well, not with that attitude, and put you in timeout. You're not going to get this chocolate cake until you are nicer, until you are grateful for what I gave you, until you are XYZ. So you get pushed off to the side, timeout, and so it delays you getting that chocolate cake, right? That's child one. Child two walks up to the universe, or God, whatever, the parent, and says, hey, thank you for the chocolate cake. I really enjoyed the time. Could I please have more? See how I tied it back to that? Can I please have more? What is God or the universe or whatever going to say? Of course, because you showed gratitude. You were willing to receive that no or yes, because you knew that, like, okay, if you weren't going to get that chocolate cake right then and there, you know, next time, wherever you go, a different circumstance, at a different party, that you would prefer chocolate cake. If you couldn't get it at that right moment, it's like, it's fine. I now know that I desire it, and it's coming nonetheless, because there is no shortage of chocolate cake. And I was like, okay, okay. gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. And oftentimes when you approach things with gratitude, it won't be as delayed. It will come flying to you. But oftentimes you show gratitude and the mom or the parent can say, hey, do you want another? They're asking you if you want another before you can even ask them. So I was taking all of this, and this has been like months of me like doing personal work and like really getting into it. And I'm like, okay, I want to embody the person that I inevitably will become, or I already am, but I want it at a larger scale. How do I do that? Okay, successful me goes to shows. Successful me goes to conferences or forums, right? Successful me networks with other creatives. Successful me does XYZ. Okay. So if I don't do it now, that means I'm not successful. So what can I do at my budget, at my smaller scale, and within my limitations, right? Because we got to be smart about it. That embodies that. Okay. I went to Chicago Fashion Week. I stayed at a hostel that, it was a hostel, not a hotel, but all I did was sleep there and like did what I needed to do, and I'd be out and about. I went to free events, honestly, because a lot of the shows that I wanted to go to, I was a little too late and they were sold out, or they were way out of my budget, where a ticket would be, and it was typically for like for a benefit or whatever, but it would be like 150. Like, and I think the cheapest one I saw was like maybe 80. And there were like big shows that I really wanted to go to, but I'm like, I missed like the general sales and stuff. I'm like, it's okay. Now I know for next time how early I need to start thinking about it. But I was like, okay, like I need to do this at a smaller scale because there is no way I would be able to run a marathon. I've never ran a mile. And I feel like I said this earlier in the video. Like I said, I'm not even going back to see what I said days ago. Like I'm truly being in the moment and recording how I feel and reflecting on what just happened, right? But big and successful me cannot fly to, I don't know, France or go to New York Fashion Week and attend X amount of shows if I've never done it at a smaller scale. How would I be able to manage if I've never done it before? So this trip truly was for me embodying that and stepping more into it and being grateful and saying like, hey, like I'm already there. Yes, it's at a smaller scale, but I am already there. That's the first step, is up here. And that's truly what this trip was for me. It was also a kind of a break because I had taken a section for my CPA exam the Saturday before. And I was like, you know what? I love that I'm focusing my time on school and work and my academic career and my professional career in that sense. What am I doing towards my modeling career? Right? Because I know that successful me, at least in the very beginning, I want to have both. And I need to be able to manage both of them at the same time at a smaller scale to be able to handle them at a bigger scale. Now imagine me as a senior associate or a manager. I don't know if I'll ever get to that point. Not because like I don't deserve it or I can't get to a point, but like many things can change from now and then, and I could very much change my career course. But how am I going to manage being, let's say, a manager at a public accounting firm and a very successful model if I wasn't even able to manage being a part-time intern and studying for my CPA exam, or being like I'm gonna say less successful, but as successful at a smaller scale model? How would I be able to handle those two if I wasn't able to do it at a smaller scale? And I decided like, okay, this is for me. I'm gonna go. Also, it requires me to be okay with being by myself. Not that I wasn't before, but all the trips that I've taken, I typically, maybe I'm on the road by myself, no biggie, but I'm meeting someone there, that we make plans together, that we have an itinerary where we both check in with each other. And of course, we can go off and do our own things, but overall, the trip is us together. This trip was 100% about me. Any person that I hung out with, that I had dinner with, that I decided to connect with was, of course, it takes two, but me making that decision to say, hey, let's go out to dinner was my choice. If they said no, regardless, I would still go out to dinner, whether with them, with myself, or with someone else. This was my first solo trip. And I'm so proud of myself. It felt so good. And me and my sister were talking about this a while ago, that we had said like, oh, solo trips are like not that fun. And I still believe that. going with people will always be fun. I thrive with being around people. But even on my solo trip, I was with myself, yes, but I would go to spaces where I'm with other people. I'm always talking to people. I'm meeting someone, we're chatting, we connect, and they're like, oh, whenever you come back into the city, let me know, right? Even by myself, I thrive with others. And I think it's good to have a good balance of some trips by yourself and others with other people. I think having that balance is healthy for your self concept, which is something that I've been working on too, your self esteem, your confidence, your risk tolerance, right? Like uncertainty tolerance, like you're doing everything by yourself, you're having to figure it out. Like it increases your critical thinking, you know? It's amazing. And oh, your social skills. Now you really have to talk to people, make conversation. You don't already have like established relationship of years. Like, okay, like what type of relationships can you make off the whim? And I've always been pretty good with making connections with people, but then it was really pushing me further. And I love it. I love it. And that was like the big outcome of this trip for me. Now, was I able to distribute my comp cards? Yes. Was I able to talk to designers for big brands? Yes. Was I able to meet with other creatives that possibly, who knows, may get to that level? Yes. And I'm not, sizing them up or anything, but you know what I mean. It's amazing. Like I'm able to connect with people and they say, hey, I will let you know about X, Y, and Z. They're telling me things. Oh, I don't know why this is happening. Give me a second. Whoop. I'm clearly talking too much. I just finished another video for my 100 Days of Pilates challenge or series. But I'm able to, I lost my train of thought anyway, but I'm able to connect with people and they tell me about things that I would have not been able to find or been privy to because I don't live there. It's not my area. Or they've just been exposed to certain things longer than I have or more often than I have. And to be able to forge those relationships just makes me feel so good. This trip was truly, truly, truly a success. Now, were there any downsides per se? Was I a little sad when I couldn't? No, there were no Chicago agencies that met with me because that was the plan. Give me a second. I had to change the lighting. It was kind of bothering me, but there weren't any Chicago agencies that I don't want to say weren't willing to meet with me, but were less willing to meet with me. So I'm not gonna get way into it, but I had left my other agency that also had jurisdiction in Chicago, but I wasn't necessarily the happiest with them, and it was a quick decision to like release myself from them, and they gracefully let me go. And I was like, okay, like this is God's timing that I wanted to like be let go, and they let me go even before my contract ended, and there weren't any like repercussions. And then my agent from another agency that I had was able to reach out to Chicago agencies and try to make something for me and advocate for me. The big hurdle that we faced was that they loved my work. They loved my face, they loved my style, they loved everything about me. But a lot of them said that many of their clients want someone who's taller. And I was like, okay, clearly this is top tier. And that was without question, right? But to know that, okay, I may have to work a little harder or differently. Let's not even say harder, just differently to achieve something that maybe would have been easily achieved had I don't know, been 3 more inches taller. I don't hold it against them. The fashion industry changes all the time. I have to work with, I guess, I don't want to say my circumstances, but what is right now. And who knows, maybe I could be the one to change that later. I don't want to like, take that baton, but I'm just open for it. And I didn't allow that to make me feel devastated or to feel sad or to blindside me from all the other great things that were happening. But I took it in and I said, okay, like I know what I need to do moving forward. One thing that I took from this trip and like another trip when I had to New York for IMTA was that I needed some more high fashion photos. You know, a lot of the photos that I have are more commercial and smiling, beautiful, but they're more lifestyle and commercial. I need to invest in more high quality photos in that realm. And I think that that will definitely push me forward because there are plenty of luxury makeup brands, bags, and accessories and XYZ where, you know, height shouldn't really matter. It's that base card and the base doesn't decline. And maybe I'm going to change the light back. I'm sorry. Do we like this? Okay. Well, we'll leave it at this. Sorry, you guys. But I need to focus more on that. Focus more on building more of my book. Making sure, like, hey, like, she's amazing. I'm amazing. Everyone believes that I'm amazing. But I need, you know, I need that physically. And to just keep going and to keep doing what I'm doing because modeling isn't the only thing I do. I have other aspirations. I now have this YouTube channel that's definitely lifted my spirits because I definitely felt like it was modeling and like accounting per se, and accounting was going pretty okay. It's going pretty okay, but you know, my CPA exam is definitely testing me, and to have modeling feel like it's not going as well isn't good. And the best way to not focus on that is to be busy, but be busy in a good way. This channel, and I've said it before, this channel is essentially this is my forever baby. Regardless of what I do in life, I will have this channel. It embodies exactly who I am, which is I do not want to be put into one box. I want to be able to try different things and immerse myself in different cultures and people and ideas. And I had this, not fear, but like this worry that I couldn't do everything because I only had so little time, and giving myself like, hey, I'm going to give myself 100 days to try anything, to do anything. And after that, I can determine whether I enjoyed it. I can say that I truly did it and dedicate myself to it, to those 100 days. Now, do they all have to be like consecutive? No, but 100 days. It makes me feel proud to say I tried it. For example, when I finished my Pilates series, I can say that I finished or I've done Pilates to say, like, hey, I did it for 100 days or 3 months per se. Let's say 3 months. It feels good to say that maybe, and this is for the future, like I decided to learn Korean for 100 days and then go to Korea and stay there for 100 days. Like imagine me doing that. That's one of my dreams, is to learn language, then go travel there for 100 days. Now, am I going to completely stop myself from ever traveling to a foreign country because I don't know the language? No, but it will make me more intentional with my trip. During those 100 days that I may be learning that language, I would be saving up. I would be making that itinerary. I would be practicing and like writing things down of like, okay, like if I go to this place, I know that I want to say XYZ, or like things that are commonly said as far as like I'm thinking about food, but like can I have a glass of water? You know, I will need to be able to say that, or the things I want to say when I get to my hotel, or like, okay, what problems would there be where I'd have to address my concerns? I will be able to work through that, to learn the language, to feel more comfortable there, to connect with other people. Because I might be there by myself. It'd be wonderful if I was there with someone else, but if I am doing this journey, a lot of it may be alone initially, but I travel. I need to be able to communicate with other people, to build that sense of community for myself, and to say, hey, I did that. I learned the language for 100 days. Maybe I'm not saying I'd be a pro or like classified as a native speaker. Far from it. I don't think anyone would believe that. But I tried and then I conquered. And this trip is quite simply that. Now, my modeling journey series doesn't have a cap on it. It's not 100 days. I do feel like I will be going through this my entire life. I want to document every aspect of my journey, right? Because modeling in my 20s looked very different from modeling in my 60s. You know, maybe I move. What does modeling look like when I live in LA or New York or outside of the country? What if I decide to grow out my hair? What if I gain more weight? Maybe I lose more weight. Like, what does it look like for me? As technology increases, as AI increases, like we had mentioned before with the TIK-TOK event that we went to, where some people They utilize AI to help build a routine that will lead them to their goals, or how some companies use like AI models and stuff. Like, what would that mean for me? Being making sure that I'm immersed in that type of knowledge and communication, right? And informing you guys as well, because things are always changing. And this trip just really like set it in for me of how important this is for me, because it also, I guess I can get more personal, even though, if I haven't gotten personal enough. But one reason why I got into modeling in the first place was because of COVID, right? And I had so much time to myself. I dedicated so much of my life to just education and getting to college. And then I'm in college. I have time for myself because I'm pretty good at like, I'm not managing my time or prioritizing things. And I was like, okay, like, why not try this? I wanted to feel prettier or more beautiful. Not that I didn't feel it before, but like, before you'd be like, yeah, I'm pretty, but like now I'm like, yeah, I am. Like I can say that with solidity, just concrete answer that I believe it. And it helped me build more appreciation for my, quite literally, my culture, my heritage, right? And to be more connected with my body, and honestly more connected with my emotions. The more you push out into the world, the more you try different things, it pushes your buttons and your boundaries, and it makes you feel scared. And it has forced me to learn how to regulate my emotions, how to manage any fear or doubt, and to have a routine of self-care. Not the same of self-love. I consider like self-care more like physical things, right? But of self-love, and recognizing like, okay, like I had like extreme doubts, and what are ways that I can mitigate it. And I journal a lot. I'm reading a lot. I'm watching manifestation videos, which is, it's really helping as well. I take everything with a grain of salt, and with whatever I watch and read, and take what is best for me, what applies for me. And speaking so highly into myself has been a game changer. Like, I knew the power of words, or I don't know what it's called, but like when you are, let's say you're emotional, and usually that feeling is stuck somewhere. And I've learned that it's stuck here for me, and like around my eyes. And there was a time when I was walking around at a park, and I was just so emotional. I was so emotional. I just had like so much doubt and fear, not just like this, but all parts of my life. And I was talking myself through it, right? Talking to myself. And I've watched videos where they talked about like, like, say, talk out loud. Like, do not allow your mind to fester with negativity. Say things of how you're feeling and why it's not true. And I started saying it, and I was like getting choked up, and I wasn't understanding why. And I did this just on my own, where I put my hand on my chest and I was slightly tapping, and it was helping me talk through it more. And I tap more, and I was quite literally crying, sobbing, still talking to myself. And I haven't really done too much about like tapping around my eyes, because it feels not weird, but I'm just not used to it. But pushing myself to do that, and now I know how to regulate my emotions, where I was able to go to Chicago, and my agent was able to tell me like, I'm sorry, like we weren't able to get any people to come, like, for you to see, right? To be able to regulate it, and to reassure myself like, oh, it's okay. And talk good into myself of like why this next event is going to be great, or why XYZ is going to be amazing. I needed that. And this was, of course, months or years of me like getting to that point. But I'd like to say like maybe the last 6 months has been an acceleration of my growth and my personal growth, which of course seeps into the different aspects of my life. And this trip was amazing. And I look forward to doing more solo trips. I look forward to going to more fashion shows. I look forward to going to more conferences and forums, and anything. I look forward to photo shoots. Like, not that I didn't before, but now I have so much purpose, and I have an idea. Not that I never did before. I don't know how to explain it, but now there's like a conviction of, versus like, oh, like the main goal is XYZ, or like to get XYZ, versus, no, let me rephrase that. The goal is to be successful, right? Versus now it's like to be fulfilled, to be happy now, to be immersed in the now and the present, because that's all that exists. You know, it was Abraham Hicks. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. I can't even describe what it is, but amazing. But she said, what did she say? Only today exists. When tomorrow comes, it is today. So be happy today. And I butchered that just a little bit. It sounds beautiful, but she did not say it exactly like that, and I kind of condensed it. But only today exists. And any past mistakes that I made, any jobs, gigs that I didn't get, any agencies that didn't sign me, is in the past. It no longer exists. No one else remembers it. And you physically cannot touch the rejection or the pain or the worries of yesterday. I'm the only one keeping it alive. And I had to like let a lot of that go to be able to even want to go to Chicago Fashion Week. Oh, I was had to be present every day, happy every day. And not like artificially happy, like, you know, you get hit by a bus, like, oh, I'm so happy. No, but like content with where I am in life and happy with how far I've gone, because only today exists. If I die tomorrow, if I die today, tomorrow does not exist. Today would have been my last day. Why be happy tomorrow when you can be happy today? Because when tomorrow comes, it is today. I'm thinking, oh, I love it. I love it. And that changed my brain chemistry. And I've heard that a months ago. Definitely this year, but months ago. And I've been holding on to it. And it pushed me to go on this trip. And sorry, my camera cut off just for a second, but that thinking, that my change and the way I was thinking about my life and what I wanted pushed me to go on this trip. And honestly, if nothing had happened, if everything had quote unquote failed, I still would have been happy, because the goal was just to go, to say that I tried and I did it. And for me to have done so much more than just say I tried and I did it makes me feel so much better. Like nothing is truly that out of reach. Everyone was so interconnected, and I'm excited to see what else I have, what else I can do. You know, what other opportunity I will see and then run towards it. That's how I felt about IMTA. I was not sure, but I ran towards it, and it was for the better. I would have felt stuck doing nothing and wishing and hoping and praying, and I'm like, no, what is prayer without action? And I see the greatness that can come with me pushing myself out there. Not that I wasn't before, not to say that I wasn't trying, but not to hold myself back because, like, oh no, I need to do this first before this happens. No. Who says I have to be invited or I have to go to castings to go to a fashion week? I can go now. I can make those connections to where people remember me. People will invite me. But no one knows me. I know me. My family knows me. My friends know me. That's it. And I don't have to wait. I do not have to wait for success to happen to experience those things. I can experience it now. But then when I become even more successful, I get to experience it differently, right? I got to experience Chicago Fashion Week as a model who drove up from Kentucky, and she was there to network. She had to work a little bit, right? But in the future, I could be, oh, I was running around doing castings. I got booked for shows. I was sleep deprived. I don't want to say I barely ate, but like, you know, like I'm running around and everything's frantic, but it's fun and beautiful. And I'm staying out late because of the shows, and I'm meeting wonderful people. I get to experience that too. I get to experience two different sides, right? No one ever really, if you enjoy something, let's say even a movie, you watch it as a child, you get to enjoy it through the lens of a child. Then you watch it as an adult, you get to enjoy it through the lens of an adult. You watch it with friends, you get to enjoy it through the community of friends and people that you love. Why would I restrict myself until I have XYZ to experience ABC? You guys know I love using that. And it was just, like I said, I'm sorry for this being all philosophical and like less about the physical experience and more about like the emotional and spiritual experience, but that's truly my truth. And I hope that this video alone and what I've shown you, what I could show you, So like I said, I try to be more in the moment and not record every little thing, which I'll get better with balancing. But I hope that this encourages you to do the same, and not just in modeling, but like modeling, but in every aspect of your life. Every aspect, every type of relationship, every aspiration, every anything. Do it. You do not have to delay gratification in that sense. There's other that comes, right? But why would you inflict it on yourself? Exactly. There was no reason for me to wait until I was invited, until I wanted. Like, no, I want to go. And that should be enough. So I decided to go. But overall, I had an amazing time. I would definitely do it again. Would it be different? Yeah, because now I know kind of what to expect from myself and how to go about it and how early I need to start. But like now it's not just Chicago. What's next? Miami Fashion Week or Miami Swim Week? I don't know. We'll see. But I hope you guys enjoy this video and I'm excited to meet more. All right. Bye. Love you.